I was here to talk to whichever one of the main administration that was wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
It's about a custody dispute.
Right. You want to come on back to Dr. Hubbs' office?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Thank you.
All right, I'll give you a little right here. Okay, good. It's not 8th grade. I'm good, George.
Good. Hi. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good. Nice to see you too. Are you
Officer here. I talked to you the other night.
Oh, yes. Sir. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you. It's good to have you.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Sorry, you're gonna smell my.
No, it's no big deal. I was just having lunch myself too.
I'm gonna shut this, and sorry that we're bombarded in here with boxes.
No, no worries. It's no problem.
So I know there. I was gonna call you earlier, but we had a chaotic dismissal with the
Correct, and I would assume so.
with the how many?
Well, at least 300, I think.
It's ridiculous. But so legal has spoke with you, Elizabeth Medina.
Somewhat. Is she an attorney?
She's a paralegal that's at the district level, so they review all of it. So she called me and told me, and I'm CC'd on all of it as well, that you have to get updated paperwork because the last one that we have that's stamped is August 13th, 2021.
I can understand what she's saying, but my question is very simple. Is she an attorney? Or is she giving you legal advice on the standpoint of the district? Does she represent the district legally?
Legally.
A paralegal
for
represents
our district.
So she's an attorney.
I'm not sure about the attorney.
No, well, she's the spokesperson for our.
So we have a legal.
Lisa Ray is our.
So did you get any paperwork from the attorneys that represent the district, or just the paralegal saying what she said?
The attorneys. She's the spokesperson. So our legal department handles all this. She communicates with us.
Okay, because I'm sending in paperwork too, but I'm not getting any paperwork back.
What do you mean by
in other words, what I have is a court decree, right? And the way that you verify a court decree is not only does it have to be signed and dated, and there has to be a court case number in the back of the court decree.
It has to be stamped.
It has to be stamped, and this date must match this date. And then in the inside, the attorneys and the parties to the contract must be signed in ink. It shouldn't be a copy. It should be an original. I have a copy. I have the original decree that has the signature of the judge, the attorney, the court clerk, the stamp for the court, and it's signed and dated for the same date that this decree has.
But she's telling me that this is 2011.
And what I'm trying to let you understand is that is the only court order on the docket in the case, and it is the only certified order. There was a hearing that took place for Kim Cooks, and it did happen, as is said. However, what she has and what she presented to you guys, and if you guys scanned and copied it, you're going to see that it's not certified as a court order. It's certified as a certified copy of a document that's in the case file. Mm-hmm. There's nothing that that has taken this order out of effect. And so what I also have for you is what I presented to the attorneys, which I don't see why they overlooked this.
You're talking about with
what I sent in.
Garland?
Yes, what I sent into Garland. And that was what I presented to them was
Annie Lee,
not only that
Jennifer
document,
Nguyen,
but I presented to
Geraldo
them as well.
Juarez, Luis Tinoco, Isabella Tinoco, Giselle Solis, Kofi Sekira, Benjamin Sekira, Eve Tilford.
You can look this up on the website as well. It's the actual
Ariana Luz, Matthew Luz, Nancy Vong, Alyssa Ochoa.
Statistical closures of the case, and anyone can look this part up. And when you look at it, it says that there is only one statistical closure, and the judge for that is that judge right there. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know of any judge that can supersede another judge that's a district judge as well, other than the Supreme Court of Texas, in order to modify an order. Mm-hmm. That judge and the judge that was predecessor are the same level judge and cannot modify that court order without the original judge to modify it. Mm-hmm. That judge has not done that. I have a legal dispute with 255th District Court for doing an administrative hearing without the ability to do so, since it didn't go to the Supreme Court.
And that's the one that our legal department has.
And that's
correct?
the one that is being presented. Now here,
Gotcha.
I'm gonna show you that a copy of the order. And so I'm coming all the way down here to talk and explain this to you, because I don't know of any father or mother who would be okay with someone telling them that they can't come and get their son or daughter from the school based on a false court order. And the reason I call it a false court order is because the judge didn't have the authority to modify it. And so when she did that, or when she tried to do that, and this is that order that Rhonda Doe presented to you guys, what she did was, she has a rule in the docket that is publicly available to anyone that wants to see. It's called Rule 8.02. And the reason that that's important is because in that rule it says that she only signs orders that are signed by every attorney and every person in the case. So this order that was presented to you, which is, you'll see familiar if you saw the one that she brought in, was supposed to be finalized, and she did start to sign it.
That's the 2021
Right.
that they're telling me.
This is the one that they signed, supposedly. So the judge, when I objected to and said, hey, this isn't even finalized, I'm not gonna go with it, it's only signed by Rhonda, and you'll notice that my signature is missing there, and it's only signed by her attorney. In fact, this one is, hers. The attorney's signature is right behind the judge's. So the attorney signed it, and then Rhonda signed it. I never signed it because I objected to it, and this is the way that the order prints out. It prints out with this page. This page is important because when the court puts paperwork and you print out a court order from them, this doesn't print out. Mm-hmm. This prints out only whenever I or the other party submit paperwork, which means that, and it'll tell you right here, it says that this is a automated certificate of service and that it's an envelope from the one that submitted it. If this is what you're printing out, that's not a court order.
And now I see, and you've got all this, and me not being an attorney.
Correct, and I don't expect you guys to.
I mean, it makes sense, and I understand.
So
basically, you're saying that what our legal team is going by has not superseded what has been in effect since 2011.
Correct. And,
okay.
And not only that, I have a signed paper that Rhonda herself, the mother of the kids that is in question right now, she herself submitted a petition for writ of habeas corpus. Okay? This is what she submitted to the court. And the reason that this is important is because, and I'll show you that she signed this under penalty of perjury and everything else. There's her signature for the attorney's signature. And here's her signature. Here's where she notarized it and everything. And this is what it says on the first page. And you guys can have this on the file if you want to. If you will read that portion, what does that say?
Petitioner is presently entitled to the possession of the children Ivan Olivas and Ruben Olivas by virtue of an order entered by the 255th Court of Dallas County, Texas.
So when it comes to me, like what I have to do, what legal tells me. So if they're telling me that it has to be updated and I can't let the kids go, then I can't. So I'll step over and talk to legal right now.
Correct. And
because that's going to be on them, not me.
And the reason why I'm presenting this specific document to you is because she submits with that document this paper. I mean, this paper, this order right here, and it's a copy of the original decree that I have. So she says that by virtue of this document, she has any right to my sons. That paper is what she wrote for the court, and this is why I have a legal dispute with the court, the 255th court, is because of that. Now, my last question is there anything that says I do not have the right to pick up my sons from school that has been turned into you? A criminal complaint, a criminal anything, or any reason why I can't pick up, as the father of my sons, how can I be told that I cannot pick up my sons from school? I've never had that issue. Mm-hmm. I don't have a criminal record. I've never been accused of anything. I don't have anything in my record at all that would suggest that I cannot pick up my sons.
Okay.
That's my problem right now. Right. And so I'm asking the school, if legal's going to give you something that says, yeah, he can't pick them up because of this law, that law, and the other, I'll take that. And then that way at least I have a fighting chance to, to anything. But if I don't have, they haven't quoted any law, anything that's criminal that for reasons of me not picking up my sons or giving me an accusation that I'm accused of that forbids me from doing so, then they have overstepped their bounds as legal representing the district, and then we have a whole other lawsuit that can happen after that. I'm trying to avoid all that. I already have enough issues with the mom, so I have to go back to court for other stuff. So I have all these documents and I have all these papers that I submitted to them, and I got a, excuse the language, but I got a BS answer for anything and everything that I submitted. As a father, you can understand that I'm pretty pissed off with that.
Miriam
Just to be able to
Amar
be dismissed by somebody who's not an attorney, didn't give me any legal basis for what they're saying, and is telling me I can't pick up my sons.
So you're just wanting them to be
Jane
able to
Brown,
say why
Alyssa
you can't
Brown,
pick them up.
Daisy Vespas,
What in the order
Noah
that
Bela,
they have that we are going
Connor,
under says you
Felucci,
cannot, and that,
David, Tony
from
Franco.
what I understand, it has something to do with
The days.
the days.
Let me
It's-
step over. I'm gonna keep. Can I take this one with me right
You can
next door?
take that one with you.
I'll bring it right
If
back.
you want a copy of the original decree that they probably don't have and didn't take
Victor.
and look at, that's the original decree.
I'll bring it right back.
Not only does it
Victor
not have
Guajardo,
a
Addison Garrett,
clause for it to
Mallory
be
Douglas,
modified unilaterally, that decree was signed by a
Megan
different judge.
Avalos,
And if they're legal, they
Avalos.
should know that a judge cannot override another judge unless it goes to the Supreme Court.
It is.
And this didn't happen in this case.
Okay, let me check
So
for you.
legal
I know
should
you.
know
You
that.
talked to her this morning as well,
and
right?
Haley Jeffrey.
I've been speaking to her all day
Julian
long, and that's why I've
Rosa,
been
and
sending
Parker
the
Jones.
emails so that
Gotcha.
everyone's on the same point.
Uh-huh.
But she hasn't answered legally any questions that
Why
I
you
have.
can't pick your kid up?
And so that's my question: is based on law. What is it that I can't do, and why is it that a non-court order is what's is dictating something that does not supersede this? And
Gotcha.
why am I going by that?
Okay, I'll be right back, and I'll bring these back, and I'll ask her, and then I'll come right
Yeah,
back.
you can have those. Okay.
I'll be right back.
You know, again, I haven't read the entire, from what they're going by, I've not read the entire thing. Is there something in there that talks about how
Apollonio
it's not
Maria
your
Johan,
week or anything like
Lucas
that, that
Gonzalez, Carly Tran.
There is
From what I
something.
read, it was, I mean, you have the rights to,
I have joint custody.
right, that's what
It's
it
the
says.
same as hers.
That's what it says.
And the reason why they finalized a joint custody agreement the way that I wrote it, because I wrote the original decree. I spent 200 hours legally researching everything, and then I had that, and then gave it to the mother. She signed and agreed to it, and then the judge agreed to it because it was the fairest decree anyone has ever seen in court history. It down the middle, everything.
Right.
And so the judge said, you should have been an attorney. And I was like, well, I would never be an attorney. But you know, he said it would have been interesting to see what she would have done. I wrote the original decree to the most fair, I even took all the debt from the marriage when I got divorced. So that's what she agreed to. She was just as fair as it got. But it gave me and her the same right. And no one was above the other.
Right.
What she tried to do was, if I don't think I submitted that, but the original server's process that I got, she accused me of all sorts of stuff that had no legal basis, and then what she's only after is putting me on child support. That's the only reason that she went back to court. The original decree does not have child support in it because we both share the expenses. Whenever they're with me, I cover mine. Whenever they're with her, she covers hers. Now that she withheld my sons from me for a year and a half and did not let me see them, she went back to court to try to say that I abandoned them when she was withholding them the whole time. I know that this is all extra stuff that you don't want to hear, but
No, that's fine.
but that's the basis of her claim. And so when the judge got it, she has that rule that is publicly available. It's rule 8.02, and it says that everyone in the case has to sign the order, or she's not going to finalize it. So
The new one that
right,
gotcha. Okay.
and so Kim Cooks has that rule. If everyone doesn't sign it, it does not get finalized.
Right.
So in the court papers, sure, it reflects that supposed modification, but because it wasn't signed, it's not a full court order.
Right.
And secondly, she knows, and the paperwork that I put in basically put her on notice that I was going to sue the living crap out of her if she even tried to modify it without going through the Supreme Court route, which is what she should have done.
Yeah.
And so she didn't finalize it. So every time you print out that order that she brought up here, it'll print out very weird because it prints out with that sheet that says on the back that it's been submitted by the attorney, not the court, and it also prints out as a proposed order.
Yeah.
That's what the title of that
Soto,
document
Isaac
is.
Soto,
And
Nicholas
so If it's a
Cavasso,
proposed order,
Tavian
how is
Butler,
it an order
Melissa
that's in effect?
Espinoza, Betsy.
So,
You can't be.
So my question still is like, even if, and I read through it some, and it's in the one that they have that you say isn't official.
Well, they say it too. I mean, there's
Right.
Betsy,
Like,
Guru
even in there, does
Testa,
it talk about?
Chris
I didn't see
and
that either. So
Nicole,
that's where I'm
it-
really confused.
Landry
the
Clark,
only thing it does
John
talk
Brown,
about
Anna
is
Brown,
very specifically
Irene Gonzalez,
that my sons are not
Sabrina
allowed.
Alba,
And my sons are not allowed near her stepfather, which is
Dejan
a registered sex
Dabney,
offender, a registered
Gianna
child sex offender
Pacheco.
that visits her home regularly.
Uh-huh.
That is the one little provision that is important that's in there. And even that's not being adhered to because, like I said, he visits the house. They're not supposed to be there. And so the district is trying to send my kids to a home where there's a registered sex offender, a registered child sex offender. And they're saying that that's more safe than with their father.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Who'd be
So-
okay with that?
So like, because I think I'm reading the right one. Let me see.
The other thing I sent in was the associate judge's rulings. And so that's the associate judge that helps Kim Cooks, who's the judge that was originally going to file that document as finalized. He submitted rulings that, basically said that no recommendation to change the divorce decree was made by him. And there was 3 hearings. And so, and a deposition of my ex-wife. And that's what his rulings were. Then Kim Cooks was going to finalize it, but then she, I guess, was advised by him because he spoke to her about everything that was happening on the case, and then they ended up not putting it as a final order. It also doesn't print out with a file stamp copy number. So every document will have a number that's on it, and it'll tell you that it's file stamped. This one doesn't, if you notice. This one doesn't have that. This is one of the key things that denotes non-order. There's not a file stamp copy there. Anytime you print out a file document from the court, it'll print out with, and I brought a couple of documents that were submitted that were filed into the case. They always print out without that, with a file stamp copy. Let me see. Here's the original petition, for instance. For my divorce, you'll notice that there's a filed copy.
So
number.
this is the one this is the 255th, right?
Right.
Okay.
But this is the order that is not an official order. So,
Right.
So it'll always, if you look through it, there's never a filed number.
Right.
And it doesn't exist within the case itself. But it was a proposed order. So you can print out the copies of the documents you submit to court, and that's all she did. She went and got this, and they printed it out for her basically and certified that that is a copy of a document that's in the case, but it does not get certified as a court order.
Okay.
And so because she titled her document order to modify, the whole confusion of whether it's an order or not is up there, but that's the name that the attorney gives the document basically. So just because you titled it something doesn't make it so.
Okay. So what I'm going to do, because we are not legal, I'm going to put her on the speakerphone to walk you through it because it's easier than being the middle person. This is the packet that she told me to print for you that specifies why you can't pick them up. So then I'm going to call her so then we can...
Give me 1 second.
Hey, you know what?
Let me...
Dr. Hope, do you want to go in my office so we don't have this blaring?
Do you not have that?
I don't have it as much.
Yeah,
no.
that's fine with
We
me.
can go in there and close the door, and that way it'll be a lot
But
easier.
that's not blaring.
And so where in here does it say I can't pick them up?
That's where we're going to talk to her about it. Okay?
So let me grab this
Yeah.
stuff.
Bruno,
And then I have,
Carrillo,
you gave me these
Steve
two,
Silver.
so I'm keeping these. And then this one. And
And-
then I'll call her on speaker for all of us. I'm going to take my drink with me. Is that everything?
Yeah.
And that was awesome that it's not blaring.
Right, I was having a hard time concentrating on... No,
Sorry.
that's okay.
And it's usually not like this.
I'll follow you.
But giving supplies for teachers.
Correct.
Okay. So I will call her, and you have the packet.
Which is just a copy of the document that I submitted to her, right?
Where's the one that I here?
I have it here, I think. This is the one. It was warm, so I
Yes,
feel
the
that.
one that's warm. Take that one.
Okay, because it's just right.
Okay, and I don't want to, excuse me, I'm going to go through here because I don't want
No,
to
that's fine.
mislead on any of these clerks.
And so she prints out basically the same, this is the same thing. Look, before you call her, I just want you to see this. She prints off the same docket sheets that I see as well. And so whenever, that's why I'm just mad that legal's telling me that something's here when it's clearly, this is what she just printed out that she's giving me. Okay, so you have the same sheet that I gave you a second ago, and then it has the, right, and then it has the, it skips the whole part where it has statistical closures, so it's missing a part of it. This is what I gave you. This is the same thing. And so what she did is she cut out that page, which is this page, look. It says right here. She cut out a page. So what we're going by mom is not a full document. I'm sorry, can you turn that? My hands are kind of, yeah, I can. Yeah. And she cuts out this page right here. See, and it says judicial officer and agreed judgment. This is the dispositional events. This is what matters. Cuts out this page, look, cuts it out. It skips all the way down to Martin James, which is this one here. See how it skips all the way down to Martin James? And then here's that judge. She skips the whole page. She did not turn in that page. So then you can't see the statistical closures. So if legal's going by that, that's not okay. Here's the second part. The last part of this goes all the way down to what happened. And so she has it as notice and objection, and that's the last page she turned in. Okay, the last page that should be there should be all of the charges for whatever happened.
Which is which page?
Which is the last one, the last two pages. She skips all of that, so she cut it off so that it looks like something else. This is what actually happened. There was a notice of filing. There was a bench trial with Kim Cooks, right? Go to the next page, and then all of a sudden you're missing all this. There was her attorney to sign order. There was a proposed order. There was a notice of dismissal. It went to the dismissal hearing, and then they disposed of it. What they say, order, motion, disposed. And what order did they dispose of? In other words, threw away. This is the name of the motion that they threw away. This was dismissed and thrown out. She didn't turn in the whole thing, and that's why it looks different. She cut out 2 key pages.
I think the best thing is get her on the phone.
Yeah, we have to.
And you just explain just like that.
Because that's not, I mean, this is.
Right, because if she's going off of this is incomplete. It's incomplete. Right. She's turned in.
Did you tell her this?
Well, she wouldn't listen. Is she here?
No, she's at the district.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing is like we have to go by, for example, the piece that we have is what we have to go by. Then they.
So that's why I came down here myself and just kind of presented it, but in the email I gave a link for her to see this online in the email, so she could have clicked on it and typed in the case in, and then seen that that's what it was.
I'm handling an issue in Mr. Scott's office.
I appreciate you guys actually listening.
Hi, it's Dr. Hope here at Hudson again, and I have one of my assistant principals
from the original,
and the parent on speaker.
Okay.
It's gonna be the
Are you
first
able
one.
to hear us?
I am able to hear you.
Okay, so this is the issue. I'll let him talk about the issue he's having because I'm going through why we can't release his kiddo. And so I'm going to let him talk to you about, I printed off that last packet that was in the email. Okay? And so he has some concerns that he's wanting to go through.
All right. So, Mr. Olivas, I understand you may have some concerns with the court order, but I cannot do anything about that. I can only tell you what the district can do with that court order. And so we, as the district, have to follow that court order. If you have issues with it,
I don't
you're
have
going to have to contact the court.
I don't have issues with the order as an order. What I'm being presented is the documents that mom turned in. And so as I'm sitting here looking at the documents she turned in partial documents so that it misleads if you're going off of them what you're looking at. So what I did in the email that I sent you is
How is this a partial document if I have pages 1 through 34?
It's 29 pages long.
I have 34 pages, sir.
And then the docket, that's why I turned in the link to Dallas County records. And so when you go there, you type in the case. That's all I'm asking you to do now is just go to the link for Dallas County Records.
I'm not going to do that. And the reason I'm not going to do that is because we've already contacted the court, and the court has told us and validated this document. So you are going to have to understand that we cannot, unless the mother authorizes the children to leave with you, we
Is she
cannot
the only
release
one I
the
can
child.
speak to about this? Because she's not. Is she an attorney?
And if you are choosing not to, then the principal is going to need to contact the SRO.
Is she
And have
is
you
she an
escorted
attorney?
out.
Can she do that?
I don't know. You could ask to speak to the attorney.
Can I ask to speak to the managing attorney there, please?
Mr. Olivas, you're speaking to me. You've been speaking to me.
So
And
you're
I'm
an
the only
attorney?
person available for you to speak to.
So you're an attorney. You represent the district, right?
I am the paralegal, and I assist the general counsel, and we represent the school district.
Right. My question to you is: are you an attorney?
No.
Okay. Can I speak to an attorney, please, that represents the
no, you cannot
district?
because they are out of the office already.
Okay. Can you give me a number to contact somebody who's supervising this?
This is the number 972-487-3026.
Is there anybody in the district that supersedes her? Because this is basically a clerk.
That's the only option, as she said, that we have.
Well, can we call the superintendent? I mean, somebody has to be able to talk to.
Dr. Hope, at this point, you need to contact the SRO if Mr. Olivas is not understanding that he needs to leave because we are unable to release the child to him.
Okay, I'll give the number.
Unless the mother has authorized him to take the child, we cannot release the child.
Okay, I will give him your number, and then I will get our SRO.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. There's the number.
Which is probably the number that goes to her.
So I would prefer for you to leave, so I don't have to get that.
I've also talked to the resource officer that's
Right.
here, and I spoke to him yesterday, and he looked at the case and he was talking to me that he didn't see all the documents, but based on his understanding of the law, and he is a representative of what the law is. He says dad does not have, unless there's a court order that says that I can't pick him up directly, that there is no basis on telling me that I can't pick up my sons. And I'd like for you to call him so he can come over here and kind of tell you that himself so you can see.
I will call him.
But if these are the documents you're going by, these are not full documents. As you can see, if you don't mind, pull up Dallas County right there and case records. It's just one little link. And you can see it so the officer can see it as well. Go ahead. No, you're fine. If you just, it's Dallas County case lookup.
So I think our problem is that
Is that she's not listening?
according to the general counsel from our district, they're saying you're saying that this is not an official court order because of all of the it's been unilaterally changed and
All of them. Look, this
Right.
is what Rhonda Doe turned in, and it has a
Right.
file stamp number
Right.
because it went to the court.
right,
And so that doesn't.
right, and but our district says that this has been verified. I can't, you know.
So what I just want you to see
Yeah.
is I want you to
Yeah.
just pull it up on and here's the website. It's courtsportal.dallascounty.org.
I wonder why.
Or if you Google a case lookup Dallas County, it'll
Okay.
take you to the proper page too. This is a publicly accessible page.
This
Record
one?
search for
Okay.
Dallas County, and then you just scroll down to the civil records, right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you just input the case number right where it says Smart
Smart
Search.
Search.
Yes, sir. And here's the case number, DF 11-0. Dash. It's Keep going up.
Vincent
And
L.
select that you're not a robot. I don't know why that's.
Oliveira.
And so then my name and her name pop up, and if you click on the left-hand side where the case number is, it'll give you the page that Rhonda cropped out, and it'll give you the full. And again, you scroll down just a little bit, it'll tell you statistical closures or dispositional events. And again, only one hearing, and that one is from 2011.
This is the one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one that is like
Right.
that's the only order.
Walla Walla.
And so if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you can see that it was dismissed, disposed of, and not put through. And so,
and again, like,
and so if
it makes sense to me.
We're gonna have to see.
yeah, no, that's fine.
But the last thing that I can do is call general counsel and say, well, I know y'all are the lawyers and I'm the assistant principal, so, but I think that y'all are wrong and I'm right. So that's the last thing we can
And
do.
so
We're not gonna be able to do
if you
that.
could just kind of verify what I was saying to him, and there, he pulled up the case on the website, and right there it says the same thing. It's missing that page that Mom cropped out, both of them. And so she's making it look like it's one thing, but it's not. It's not. Even in the page that has Dallas County on it, says that there was no modification and it was disposed of. So if I'm seeing this here, I'm seeing and bringing you the paperwork, how is it that I have to go by what the lady says when she herself did not take the time to verify this? Because this is verifiable.
She's saying to us that she did based on contacting the courts, and so security and legal has said that you have to be escorted, and that if you don't comply, then it'll be criminal trespass, and that's not what I want here. I can call legal, I can do everything, but my hands are tied as well.
I'm also presenting a court order. I mean,
You ready? Hey, George. All right. So this is their house, and they've let me know that they want you gone. Okay. So I think the best thing to do at this time is us to just go. Okay. If not, then we're going to go a totally different route, and that's not good for anybody.
so I can't pick up my son. That's
Not
what they're
right
saying.
now. Not today. They're done today.
Raulville approved, Talia Carter, Michaela Badger, Warren Hillis.
This
Yeah, so basically just take everything you got and we'll pick up another day. We'll pick this up, get it all fixed another time, but nothing's gonna get accomplished
those.
today.
I don't need those. And this is the incomplete one that she submitted, but that's not the.
And this is the one. Is this the one for me that shows all
Yes,
pages of
that's
this?
the one that I gave you that
Okay.
that is complete. And,
Right.
And there's
It shows
the
there,
there's the
yeah.
page right there that says that there's no court order.
Well, I'm sorry, Ms. Willie. Thank you for.
Yes, so the best thing to do is to have you always with the students come out and write a statement, so that way we can.
Okay, just go out, get appearances up there, okay?
Yeah, at this point, George, you know, like I said, just y'all can finish it up next week or maybe tomorrow or something like that.
And
okay?
so what do I do?
Right now, we're not doing anything.
And my son?
I don't know. All I know is the principal.
You don't
wants
see them
you
here
off
or
the
not
property.
here, go to the car.
So
So,
then my son, who's gonna get him? Mom
I
can't
guess we'll
drive.
figure that out.
Mom can't drive because it's icing. That's why I'm here.
Well, they've asked me to tell you to leave, so that's what I'm asking you right
I'm
now.
not saying I'm not leaving. I want to know what's gonna
I
happen
don't
with my
know.
son.
There's two officers coming. One's right there and one's right behind them. And if they get here and you're still here, things can go south.
Okay.
So we'll let admin figure it out.
Okay.
Got it, we'll get them down. Thank you.
And again, I didn't refuse to leave. I'm just.
No, we're good. We're good.